Hey everyone, Kaylee here, and today we're diving into a hot topic. Are mega investors buying up all the homes? It's a question I get asked all the time, and there's a lot of buzz out there. So let's take a deep dive and look at the facts. Real estate investor sentiment is actually falling, according to the average of overall investor sentiment index. You might have seen headlines suggesting Wall Street is snatching up every property, but the reality is more nuanced. Investor purchases are down, and most investors aren't these giant corporations. They're often people like your neighbors, individuals, and small businesses. Now, it's true that investors buying existing homes can create more competition, potentially driving up prices. This can put pressure on the already limited housing inventory. But here's the thing, investor purchases have actually dropped from the pandemic highs. Thomas Malone, an economist at CoreLogic, points out that while those big institutional investors get a lot of attention, they only make up a small part of the overall investor activity. The majority of real estate investors are your everyday mom and pop landlords who own anywhere from 3 to 10 properties. On average, these smaller investors account for about 18% of the market, while those mega investors we hear so much about, they only represent about 1%. And let's get even more specific. Recent data shows that institutional landlords owning at least 1,000 single-family homes are largely on the sidelines. These big investors only made up 0.3% of U.S. home sales in Q3 2024. To put that in perspective, that number was 2.2% in Q3 2021, and the all-time high was 2.4% in Q2 2022. If you take out the second and third quarters of 2020, when the pandemic froze a lot of real estate activity, big investors' home purchasing activity has dropped to its lowest share in 7 years. So what does this all mean? Well, it's clear that the narrative of mega investors buying up all the homes doesn't really hold up when you look at the data. Now, let's talk about the Investor Sentiment Index, or ISI. This index is based on a quarterly survey of real estate investors. It's designed to track how investors are feeling and get a sense of the market outlook. So the next time you hear someone say that big investors are buying up all the homes, remember to look at the facts. The reality is much more nuanced. It's a market with a lot of different players, and the data tells a different story. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about buying or selling a home or joining our team, just reach out to the Military Veteran Team agent on this profile. We're ready to answer your questions and help you get started.